Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another Power episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we have a full house. We have Chris, we have Kimberly, we have Stacy. We shall be discussing Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 3 preview of the 40-second trailer that really didn't show shit. But we're going to talk about it anyway, because that's what YouTube is for, right? Top story is that Buck 20's death continues to be a main plot line. D-Wiz was murdered last week. And so Davina, I guess, finding out that D-Wiz's body has been discovered, once again is questioning Kanan on his knowledge of Buck 20 being murdered. Did he know that D-Wiz shot Buck 20? What do you think of this discussion? What does it say to you? Chris, what do you think? Does she know that Kanan was involved and or has knowledge? Do you believe that she knows this?
I think she does, and then I think if anything, obviously she's not going to kill her own son. I don't think he's not yet, or tried to at least try to kill him. But that family's okay with killing their own. Much later, after they feel like you betray them, then they'll be like, all right, now I gotta kill my own son. You know what I mean? But if anything, if she did know, I was assuming that this was like more of a message, like that's his boy. So, but I guess she got to clean up. She had to clean up. So I think she knows. You know what I mean? Like that's your best friend. So most like, I feel like, yeah. How would you know that he was there? Wiz was not there, and he's like, you know what I mean? Like someone only just saw him and that's it. I don't know.
So we talked about that last week, right? Like, so I say Stacey and Kimberly agree that Davina already knows. She's just trying to get, Kanan to admit it. The way she was talking right now, I still believe that no, D-Wiz's body is dead. Somehow the story got out that D-Wiz was responsible. And because they're friends, she's like, why did you tell me? What do you know about it? I think she would have been a lot more upset to me. Like, if she was like, at this point, she got to be like, you did this shit. Like, now your friend is dead. What does this mean? Type of thing.
She got to say, you did this shit. You guilty as fuck. She got to say it just like that. She got to be like, I got to remember that line.
Wait a minute. We'll keep that thing. Yeah.
They did that shit.
So another thing was Perp 20 and I were discussing. So Jukebox. Does Jukebox tell Kanan that she saw Lulu with D-Wiz the night he died? Kimberly, what do you think?
I don't know. She'll probably tell him. And that's going to make Kanan upset with Lulu, unfortunately. So, because the way their relationship, Jukebox and Kanan's relationship, is that she's not going to keep that from him.
Yeah.
But it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for Lulu, unfortunately. Might be, remember what Kanan said, you're not a killer till you kill someone you love. And he loves Lulu.
And this series, what's up, Stacey?
You think he'll kill Lulu?
I don't know. I think he might. He might. Because he loves D-Wiz. D-Wiz was his boy. But it wasn't Lulu's fault. Lulu didn't want to kill him.
Lulu was taking orders. I think he
probably
take it out of his mom.
Yeah. So, I know Sean's going to be upset.
Yeah.
Sean is the famous.
Okay. He's like, see what happens? You start using people's legal names. They like, I don't know the fuck you talking about. Same thing Detective Howard said. He's like, we go by Buck 20. Nobody knows his damn legal name. So Proper King and Stacy both agree that is very possible that Kanan at some point will kill his mother. Yeah. So even to be like, you kill somebody you love. If the writers even bothered to watch book 1 and know that Kanan said that, that's like series finale stuff. Like that's not anytime soon. Like that's some big things. But I don't know if like D-Wiz is that level of important, because we just saw him in episode 1. Like we don't really know him or any of these characters enough to be like, that was his day one and he's that.
He said it, but he did say that in the first episode that was his.
That was his day one.
Yeah.
He said that, but I thought he said that about all of them. Famous, D-Wiz.
He said specifically D-Wiz was the one that was like down and would depend on him because he was the one that got the guns.
I would say what I heard was that he was saying he's the one that would be about the life. Like if I had to do something, I could depend on him to do it. Not that they were closer friends, but that when you got people that talk and people that do, D-Wiz was someone that would do. As I would anyway, but we'll see. That's enough. But let's go down that. So then we got Raquel and Lulu. Will they pay for D-Wiz's funeral?
Of course, the killers always do. They'll probably get up there and speak and everything.
Didn't Tommy do that?
Tommy, no, he provided money at the funeral. Ruiz paid for Nomar's funeral.
That's true. Yep.
And he cussed him out as he was laying there dead. And then you got the repast. So then you got Franklin Saint and family paying for the repast after he killed Melody's dad. Mm-hmm. Like that was some hardcore shit. So then that leads to singing. Like I imagine if D-Wiz is gonna have a funeral, Jukebox will be singing at said funeral or repast. Like that's gotta happen. We need a singing moment. It's in the contract. Then we can do about that.
I really can't with the singing. I love her voice, but it's like this is not Empire. Like
It's funny you bring that up. So we'll talk about that when we talk about Raquel and Lulu trying to expand the business. But with Buck 20's death, Autumn and I agree that it was really silly for Unique to pour one out for the homie in his tailor shop.
It wasn't that alcohol.
I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Like, it was in a glass. I was like, what is he doing? Like,
shouldn't you do that at his funeral? Like at his actual gravesite or something? You do that on the floor. Like who's
just outside. Not on the floor.
Not on the floor, bro. You don't piss on the floor. You don't pour alcohol on your floor. Like that's not how you run a proper business, sir. I'm like, it was ridiculous. But so is he. I mean, with the jacket and everything, it's just a bit much. That being said, where are the traditional T-shirts with Buck 20's faces on them, or D-Wiz's faces on them?
That's maybe next episode,
or the combination of both, since they both died right next to each other to save some money.
Yeah, I mean, he just died. I mean, we're still the day of.
I'm just
this was the 90s. It took a couple of weeks to get the shirts back.
I was gonna say it took a while for stuff like that to get made.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of days since Buck 20 died. Because remember, we said weeks. They got time to make T-shirts. And then where's the mural? You need the spray painted mural. Like, where's the mural?
That comes much later, doesn't it? I mean, we're only on episode 3.
No, but it's been days. I mean, it's been days though.
Like, maybe you get spray paint. Maybe you get spray paint inside the building, like R.I.P. to my nigga Buck. Buck.
That's what I'm.
Maybe you'll get something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least they need to start it. At least, like, Unique needs to be like, look, we've commissioned, a picture of Buck 20, and it shall be right here. And then some local, great art spray paint artist will put it together. I'm hoping for that. No, we need to be real. All right. So, so Ahmed Ali, he actually gave a pretty good theory on a drug dynasty type situation in the neighborhood. So he was hoping that we find out that actually DEF CON actually started the entire operation, which we heard about in book 1, that he ran the entire thing. Once he was murdered, then Unique's brother and like High Post, they took over. So the business split in 2. Then when High Post dies and Unique's brother goes to jail, then that's when Rack and Unique take over. And therefore, both of them, especially Unique anyway, is fighting to get the entire like organization, because maybe they felt like the territory was once won under a man, right? Which is why like Detective Howard is like, Rack doesn't know how it works, and she's a woman and all that bullshit. And maybe he's like, Unique can put it back together again the way it was. And they both feel that they have some type of, claim over the territory and the situation based on the history. I mean, I think would be an interesting story. That's how it unfolded. What y'all think?
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I wish. See, this is a good storyline to me. My problem is, once again, once you bring this up to book one, and you say, well, what did Kanan say about the history of the drug business in this area? What he told Q-Dubs was that it went from Kanan and Breeze to Ghost and Tommy, from Ghost and Tommy to RSKs. Like, that was the lineage he gave to Q-Dubs and why the Q-Dubs should be working with Kanan, since he somehow didn't. And then that his mama was running around giving hand jobs for 25 cents. He said that before he killed him. But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about Raquel. I was like, wait.
No. Q-Dubs is mama. Yeah, Q-Dubs is mama. So for the record, so at some point before the series is over, we need to see hand jobs for 25 cents.
Wow.
It needs to connect.
Wasn't it 20?
Can it connect a different way? Can we?
I'm just. Maybe that was the woman that D Wiz had sex with.
Oh.
Think about it. Like that would then the sex scenes make sense. Then it has meaning. It's not gonna happen. They don't give a fuck that much. I'm just saying, like, well, I'm just saying it would be hilarious if it all came together that way. My bad. Apparently, I went too far. But I'm just saying, once again, another piece of actual dialogue that gives history that will never be addressed. Fuck these writers. All right, so let's move on to Raquel and Lulu discussing how to expand said business. Rack wants something that we can, go on to. What do they sell now exactly? Do we know?
I don't know. They never said it really. They never showed it. They never said it. We don't know what they sell. Could be crack, could be heroin, could be marijuana, could be pills, could be anything. Mm-hmm.
Probably crack, especially around then.
Yeah, it's probably crack, yeah. And also, didn't we see like a crackhead walking up to somebody when little Kanan was running? Little chubby Kanan.
We saw people on drugs. Yes. Okay. So the lady at the club, the white woman, I can't think of her name right now. Tony Deep. She said you sell stepped on blow, which I guess crack would.
Oh, it's cocaine.
Yeah, right. So that would fall into the crack category. And she's like, that's some ghetto shit. But crack is very highly addictive. Like, that's actually a positive, right? I'm saying, so from a profitable
blow is cocaine.
Blow is cocaine. Yeah.
But I'm saying stepped on blow.
That means they just dilute.
They're just two. They're these same compound, but they're two different things. Blow is for rich people. Crack is for the cheap people who can only afford just like the smaller version of it. It's basically the same thing, but blow, the lines or whatnot, that's for the rich.
No, I understand that. I'm saying maybe that's how she referred to crack, because she necessarily didn't know how to call it crack. I said perhaps. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
We don't know what they sell now. They showed us a whole bunch of bricks of cocaine, we're assuming, in a real quick scene. So who is their connect? We have no idea.
Lobo Sr.?
I'm thinking Lobo Sr.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Or the Jimenez father.
Or mother.
Or mother. It's a very strong woman show. Could be a mother.
Tommy's mom.
Queen of the South.
He said Tommy's mom. Any drug addicted person that runs across this scene at some point needs to be Kate Egan, just for a little bit. We acknowledge your existence and your addiction. But if they're going to talk about expanding the business, we need to get into that. And this is where S.J. Smith reminds us that in the Deadline article, it was told that eventually Lulu is going to get into the music business. And that therefore Jukebox is going to be, facilitate her music, her dead on arrival music career is going to be facilitated by her uncle. And that will lead to this show turning into Empire.
Second season theme song going to change with her in it. Yeah, I'm in that position now.
And that's when the show will lose all credibility.
Yeah, it's gonna be yes.
Chris, she writes that song.
He writes that. Oh wow.
Bet. Bet her in the studio. Her and Jessica. Lulu's all trying to get into Jessica's draws. Find out that she likes music too. She and fucking Jukebox are in the studio singing.
I hope they don't do that with this girl. Or you said with the whole. You said her girl being the producer. Is that what you just said?
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying Jukebox will be in the studio. I'm saying Lulu's going to be her producer. Lulu's going to be her producer. Last week I was just saying that that Jukebox's girlfriend can help pay for her studio time. So I'm not sure why she ain't using where she got to get where she needs to be. But I'm saying, but this show will turn into Empire, because 50 Cent was already shitting on Empire, saying that his show was better and da 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 da. So now he has the opportunity to do it better.
He always does that. He always talks shit about someone and becomes them. I mean, when he first came out, Ja Rule is a singing ass nigga, and he winds up singing said, "Hey, if I give you 21 questions," and I'm like, bro, you just turned into Ja Rule after you said stop singing to. He said stop singing to bitches, and you wind up doing exactly what you told Ja Rule not to do.
Yep. Yep.
So this will be on par. You know, I love 50 though, but he a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. So this, to your point, this will fall in line. Do that shit. You know, he did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
There's certain lines we just gotta hear. Like we just gotta hear. And that's one of them. Who is Jukebox robbing, and with who?
Wasn't it the street vendor that she was with?
I couldn't tell the difference between him and Famous. I'm not saying they all look alike.
No, that wasn't Famous. That was the street vendor she was with.
I was hoping so. So I'm like, are they trying to get some more,
merchandise?
Merchandise?
I'm sure that merchandise is stolen, so they have to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Who's that white guy?
What's up, Chris?
No, the white guy on the ground. Okay. Oh, I thought y'all were talking about the preview. Are y'all talking about the preview, or you just talking about?
It's the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. Okay, and that same. I don't know if y'all saw it, but the same thing when you saw Jukebox looking down at someone, there was someone bleeding out on the ground.
That's a security guard.
That was a security guard? Okay.
Yeah, remember there was a scene where the security guard had her pushed against the wall by her jacket. That's the same security guard. And I think she had a gun in her hand when she was standing over him. So I think it was stealing, and he caught them, and it was a tussle or whatever. And that might be her first kill, based on how her face looked.
And how fast the show's going.
So
right.
Maybe he's a cop. He's a cop. She kills the cop. She takes his identity, changes her first name, and that's her origin. That is her origin.
Oh, Banshee.
This ain't Banshee. Because Banshee was a good show.
Banshee was a good show.
She was boss, man. I was like, oh man, that shit was violent. On the network, wasn't it? That wasn't worth shit. And we're gonna talk about that at the end of this video. Why network choices decide your future. Okay.
You gotta start somewhere.
What's up?
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. But I'm saying though, you can't blame racism when your network is shit. But anyway, so we're gonna see. We'll see what that Jukebox is getting some criminal shit. She's with the guy that she was selling goods to. We'll see how that works out. And then the next preview that kind of leads to Jukebox talking to Raquel as they're having a family moment. Raquel wants to know, why haven't I seen you in a while? And Jukebox says, because I'm dating someone. It's a beautiful moment. And then as we're standing at this point, Raquel is going to be like, I'm dating someone too. Oh, wonderful. My cousin told me, but we'll get to that part later. Do you think this is where Jukebox reveals that she is gay to her auntie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, why do we care?
I think
it wouldn't be the first time. I guess that's my thing. I mean, to your point, that would make sense if Dave hates when I say this, but this is like a different network. But sometimes STARZ, they do throw you like crap, and you're just like, huh? Like that's what it was. That's what they were saying, So I don't know. It could be. I mean, I was thinking that too, Stacey. I was thinking like, oh yeah. She revealed that she's gay, and I'm thinking like, or maybe not. Who knows?
if they're pacing themselves out, she just reveals that she's right. They just reveal she's dating someone, but as fast as they're moving, this would be a moment that should be next season or something. But like she's probably gonna be like, yeah, I'm dating a woman, and then she's gonna be like, Raquel's gonna be like, yeah, I know, Kanan told me, and that'll be the end of that. Like they'll just move on to the next thing. And I'm like, this should be a thing. Like we need to like talk about this. What was your dad gonna think? Something like that.
So did they already get approved for a second season? And the reason why, I mean, I know that
the second season's already done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, because what I was about to ask was like, I mean, if this is, I mean, if you know, sometimes like, I mean, Lovecraft Country was different, but like other shows in the sense of they'll be in the middle of filming, they don't necessarily know they'll get a second season. So sometimes they'll just throw a whole bunch of stuff.
Trying to cram everything.
The whole kitchen sink in there just in case they get a second season. I didn't know if maybe this was one of them where they were hoping to get a second season, they just weren't sure. Because if that's the case, then yeah, maybe she did reveal it. But if the second season, it could really be anything. Like she could, yeah. So.
I mean, so so it's just as fast as they're moving with the murders and everything. So anyway, it's gonna be a moment. We'll probably vote for her. She probably does tell Raquel that she's gay, and that will push things forward. But again, that should be a moment that she has with Kanan, because we already talked about that. Kanan offers to help Marvin get Raquel to trust him more. In exchange, apparently Kanan is asking for Marvin's help with something that's not revealed in the trailer. What do you think Kanan is asking for? Anyone? To Stacy's point last week, I think this is a situation where he says my best friend D-Wiz was murdered by Unique, and I'm not having that. And I need to seek vengeance for my friend. Marvin, not being part of the decision-making process, doesn't know that his siblings are the ones that killed D-Wiz. Therefore, he says, yeah, you're right. You and me can go out there and finally put some hurting on Unique, because Unique's been fucking with us this whole time. He tried to kill you. He did kill your friend. And now we need to show him that we're not ones to fuck with. And now we start this shit all over again, because in the trailer, like, what's up, Stacey?
Okay, so when the detective went to Unique and was like, no more bodies, and now we got another body. So Unique know that he didn't do it, and he probably will find out that Buck 20's people didn't do it. So something's going to come up with that. I don't know if it's going to be the police or Unique's crew, but something's fishy about that.
About D-Wiz's body being found?
Yes, because the police said no more bodies.
Yeah.
But so they're going to assume it's Unique, and they're going to come at Unique's people, and Unique's people are going to be like, it wasn't us.
So you're going to be like, okay. Yeah. So the cops are going to be like, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. So Detective Howard's going to be like, D-Wiz, yeah, right. So Buck, Unique, didn't we tell you to stop doing that shit? And yeah, right. He's gonna be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then Howard's gonna be like, then what happened to D-Wiz? It's not coincidence that this boy ended up dead, and he was involved, or was he involved? Who knows he's involved? And then he just ends up dead.
Streets know, apparently.
Apparently not all the streets. There's some of the streets. But anyway, so it'd be interesting if that's what Kanan is asking for assistance for, and this again starts that perpetual, revenge thing. And are we ever gonna see Buck 20's family? It'd be nice. Anyway, talking about family. So Symphony and Raquel are making progress in their relationship. She asks Symphony to stay the night, apparently at some point, and he gets up and decides to get on the family computer, which apparently is in Kanan's room. And he's sitting up there shirtless, looking up what? This is 1991. What the fuck is on the internet in 1991 that he needs to be looking up?
Cat videos.
Huh?
Cat videos.
But I mean, yeah, I was like, when did the memes start? Like, is there chat rooms?
There was 91?
Exactly. Like, what is on that computer?
That Pong game.
So Kanan was playing video games on his computer as a kid. Let's start with
internet in 91.
That's what I'm saying.
For like regular people.
That's what I'm saying. How does Kanan even afford a personal computer? Like, how is he balling out like that in 1991? Like,
a computer in.
I had one had computer.
I had a computer in middle school.
I'm about to say, yeah, right? I mean,
At home?
Did, but I mean, we had a computer.
My
Yeah,
son
that's
had
why
a
I
computer
like
at
the
5 years
phone.
old. So
Okay, I was broke
It
as
was
fuck.
MS-DOS.
My bad. I grew up.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah, it had the blue screen with the white letters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like war games. Oh, like
that's when AOL was out. That's when my son had when AOL came out.
that was 91.
He was 5.
That was late 90s.
Yeah, it was like late 90s, like 95, 96. Or like Fear Streets, like 1994. Like, they started getting into that. I'm just like, this Kanan grew up with a computer. I mean, it just messes
That's why
up.
he passed out his test, because he was able to Google everything.
Remember you said that
I
shit?
mean, but
his family has drug money, so it's not like he's poor. He's not poor. He can buy a computer. Look at how his mom dresses.
He's not St. Patrick rich. I mean, he.
True, but if they buy stuff that's unnecessary. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that they wouldn't buy him a computer. Why not? They buy jewelry. They buy clothes.
Laptop. You got like he had a laptop or something. Like he had no.
Right. He had like a computer, a big old box computer.
Those people back in the 90s, those people who had like a little laptop that you unplug it and it was good for like 2 hours, unplugged. Oh, you had money. But the little big old white little computers or whatever, I had that as a kid. I had to. I mean, my parents were always on it, and they always kick me off. But
he had his own. I mean, it was like his computer. I'm just saying, I didn't grow up like that. Both of y'all went to college. My point, Stacey and Chris, both of y'all went to college. Kanan did not go to college. He didn't go to college. All right, I only talking.
Wait, I have a question. What does going to college have to do with having a computer? My son was 5 when he had a computer, and my sister bought it for him for his birthday because he's very smart. So
yeah.
What do you mean?
Like Kanan had options. Is my point.
You don't have to be rich to go to college. What are you talking about?
This goes back to I ain't good. I wasn't raised that way, motherfucker. You grew up with a loving mama. You grew up in a house that had enough money to have a computer. You could have went to a good.
I see what you're saying. I got you.
Like, look here, Tariq. This is your fucking fault. Like, you are who you wanted to be. Okay. Anyway,
if we see a Tesla, then holler. If we see a Tesla in one episode, get one of those little car phones with a Tesla.
Hey. When Marv gives Kanan the SUV that we didn't know he had, and he goes driving in the neighborhood smoking weed with his friends, I'm gonna be like, look here, the shy.
Oh yeah. Like, where did that come from?
All right, so let's not do that. It just we need to get to this desperate Kanan that has to kill his way through life, and we ain't there. All right. And also back to Symphony. Obviously, Kanan is like, what you doing with my mama? This is my mama. And I understand. Even Symphony understood. He was like, some strange man in my house, obviously in my mama. Like, this is not okay. Who are you, sir? This is not how you meet your mom's boyfriend. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's other ways. Hello, you shake your hand, you come over for dinner, whatever. He may stay the nights.
Well, Kanan was supposed to be at school, so that's not the mother's fault. That's Kanan. Why are you in the house an hour after school starts?
How did you not know he wasn't in the house? It's only this big. I mean, it's not like she got a mansion. I mean, his room is down the hall. So when she left the room, probably dressed, she did not go, oh shit, Kanan's still here. She didn't hear him downstairs eating. Maybe the loving was that good. She couldn't pay. She didn't know her son was in the house. It's possible.
Well, we've established that sex makes you deaf, so you can't hear your dog inside the next room.
When you getting it real good, you can't hear your dog being barbecued. So, it happens. It happens. Apparently it happened this time. So apparently she was getting it so good, she didn't realize that her son was still in the house, which is another thing. How did Kanan not hear his mama getting it?
Oh, I can answer that one. You keep your moans and groans very subdued. Okay. I raised 2 men. Okay. They were not happy if their mama was getting some. Okay. So no. But they knew keep it down.
I'm just like, as close as they were, the rooms were probably very close together. They're acting like he didn't even know that Symphony was even in the house. I'm like,
that's possible. I'm telling you, it's possible. I lived in an apartment. It's possible.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Chris?
He could have had music, a lot of music up, maybe too. You know what I mean?
And it was the headphones.
TV.
Oh, Symphony had headphones on. He was listening to something. He had Walkman. Like he had headphones on when he was on the computer.
Now he had money. He had a Walkman in the early 90s. He had especially if it was a Walkman that had a cassette deck. If it had a cassette deck, that fool got money, you know,
because he's a cop. But I don't know. We gotta get into that. I need to see the context of this scene because all we saw was Kanan like, oh my God, you don't have a shirt on and you're on my computer. Who the hell are you? And Mama standing up to be like, last time I checked, this is my house. Stay in your lane and mind your business, which is a very fair answer. I respect that. It kind of took me back to Benny and his mama.
No, it's gonna turn into Baby Boy. He's gonna be scrambling eggs in the kitchen, butt naked.
Yep.
That is my ultimate favorite scene. I love that scene. Every time I see it, I just crack up.
Kanan's gonna be talking shit until Symphony puts him in the headlock and licks his head. He's like, Mama.
I told you stop messing with me. I told you. This little nigga trying to mess with me. Little Jody. Start calling him Little Jody now.
We will see how far this Oedipus situation goes. Like, how far is Kanan's like, I gave up college for you, Mama. You're supposed to be with me and love me. I was like, look here, Benny. Hannah has her own life. Hannah would have had a man if it wasn't for Benny. This is the have and have nots, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. I'm switching gears.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
I was like, that ended up being shitty though. So anyway, hopefully this relationship will go better. Hopefully. All right. Anything else you want to see in this episode or in this season?
Did anybody notice that Detective Howard was tripping, like in the trailer? He was like tooting his own horn and talking like he's the big bad detective and he's not gonna have this going on in his streets. I was like, what?
What are you talking about, Denzel?
Training. Yeah. It's like they took all the Black movie stereotypes and just crammed it into a series.
That's it. It's true.
It's like, what happens if you take Ice-T from New Jack City?
I was just thinking that.
And mix him with Denzel from Training Day and shake that shit up and be like, you know what they need? New York Undercover. That's the vibe they need. They need the street Black dude and the Puerto Rican together, like going undercover to take down Kanan's family. And I would be like, this shit is awesome. Like that.
Symphony and Howard.
There you go. It's like he's in on it.
The sister that came back for school.
Yeah.
She just got out of was it Quantico or whatever they call it?
You remember what Ghost like when he saw that Quantico sweater? He was mad as fuck. He's like, one, my mistress is running with another man. Damn, my mistress. Anyway, and he's a cop. Damn it. It's like, you can't trust mistresses anymore. I mean, remember the good old days you can cheat on your wife and with a trusting woman? Anyway.
You can cheat on her with your wife?
You remember how mad Angie was that he fucked his old wife? Woo, she was mad. Oh man, that was hilarious.
And he cheated on both of them when he slept with that Black woman. Remember when Ghost slept with that? I forgot her name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Fancy. Everybody calls her Fancy.
Fancy. Yeah. He cheated on both his wife and Angela.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Is that such a thing? Can you cheat on a mistress? Is that a thing?
That is a thing. I mean,
okay.
Olivia Pope felt that way.
Yeah.
First episode.
I'm sorry. Anytime I hear Olivia Pope, I just think of that ugly look that Kerry Washington gives a whole.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anytime I think about her or hear the name Fitz, I just I'm like, no. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They had the best romance song though. I ain't gonna lie. When they played the piano song, when they were sitting there, when he's like, I'm about to give up my presidency. Let's sit here together and watch my career go to shit. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. Like, you got a wife and two kids though. You ain't shit. But I was like, it's hard. You got to remember that he wasn't shit. Like, you cheating on your wife that got raped for you. Like, you fully appreciate that. It's like, oh, it's terrible. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Before we wrap this up, I want to talk about award season. So we want to give honor to, therefore, Lovecraft Country with 18 Emmy nominations, all earned. That was an amazing show. with cast and crew and storyline that provided a. Not only did it take a racist story, they added more racism to it. They're like, this ain't racist enough. They're
It's
like,
not racist.
just a little
It's more racist.
enough racism, just a little more sprinkle of white hate. 18 Emmy nominations, and the show got canceled. The reason I bring this up is because Courtney Kemp, another show ran by a black woman, has often said that the reason Power does not get the respect it deserves is racism. Like she actually had an interview where she said, you got to tell a white person, like you got to get power from white person to white person, and that's how we get awards.
Chris.
Admit to you that Courtney Kemp, like a lot of us sometimes, not me though, because that's bullshit. They will like to use racism to justify bad decisions.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's like this ain't it, Courtney Kemp. Racism is not the reason Power has not been recognized. You are on STARZ. And no one gives less of a fuck about STARZ. Like nothing on STARZ gets awards.
Think of how many awards Oz got, how many awards The Wire got. Like, come on now. Like
The Sopranos. What's The Sopranos on HBO?
Yeah, HBO. Yeah.
HBO equals.
I mean, Empire.
Empire was on Fox.
Yeah. Not STARZ though. Oh, State's looking it up. Correct me if I'm. You tell me one STARZ show that got anything. Kelsey Grammer was on Boss.
I was about to say Boss.
Boss didn't get shit.
Oh,
Kelsey Grammer got Emmys because he was on NBC, as Frasier.
Spartacus was nominated for a few stuff, but that was it. They didn't. I don't know if they really won. Spartacus a while back.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, it won. I don't think it won anything. I mean, I think it was nominated. It's been nominated in the past, at least the first 2 seasons.
Stacey can't find them. She's looking.
But STARZ used to be like a throwaway channel anyway, because STARZ is like they own Encore. Nobody watches Encore.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be a throwaway channel until it was revived.
Yeah.
Banji wasn't Banji on STARZ?
Cinemax.
Okay. Well, that's another thing. Nobody cares about Cinemax at all.
Yeah, Cinemax is gone. It got absorbed by HBO Max.
By HBO, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's because STARZ was, like I said, a throwaway channel nobody cared about. Yeah. And then 50 Cent and Courtney Kemp come with this idea to try to, get them some viewers. It worked, but it's still a shit channel.
Yeah.
Even though they have good content now, but nobody is going to give them an award. Nobody.
And not only that, let's be real. I mean, you know how we always say, hey, this is a good movie or a good show, but there's no way I can see this movie. I'm like, it would be like a movie that was made for Netflix, but there's no way you could see it being made in the film. I mean, like in the theaters, I should say. This is the same. I like Power, but let's be real. I don't see a show like Power being on like a Showtime or HBO. I take that back. The Chi, holy shit!
Yeah,
I just contradicted myself.
What did The Chi win? Nothing.
Did it? Was it even nominated?
Nothing.
Damn it. Okay, never mind.
A House Divided.
I'm gonna go home now.
Okay, thank you. A House Divided on the All Black Network.
Oh my God, what was happening? Why Okay, look, I loved him in Welcome Back, Kotter, but as in his old years now, this man does not know how to act anymore. I am so sorry. Why is he getting awards?
I don't even know. Like, the show got nominated for like best daytime series or some shit. Like, I was like, this is you. Anyway, my point is, Courtney Kemp, do you want to have a show with 18 nominations and no second season? Or do you want a show with an NAACP award and 4 spinoffs? One of you showrunners are making money. The other one is looking for another job. So sometimes you got to be like, let's take the win. All right. Stop blaming.
Our people love us.
Huh?
Yeah. Our people love us.
Yeah.
The show is for Black people, basically, Latino people. So, I mean, that's who you get the love from.
But the channel is still either way, like, it's 4 spinoffs. I'm saying, and speaking, since if we're gonna go down the race route, this book 3 is led by a white man. I didn't even know that.
Well, that's what. When they remember that young lady said something about a Jewish. I thought they said a Jewish guy.
Yeah, but see, I thought I didn't like when I heard Sasha, I thought of a woman, like, and I assumed a black woman, since Courtney Kemp is always like, I want to see myself, in front and behind the camera, and I can have role models because nobody looked like me and all this other shit. So I'm like, okay, so she's gonna try to help like black people and black women come up, and now she put a white man in charge of the show. So,
that wasn't her decision alone, though. He created the show. It shows that he created by, and it shows his name, Sacha Cohen, and then everybody, there's like 7 executive producers. So it's not only her, it's all of those, including 50 Cent, who said this guy he can create it, he can direct it, he can run it. They agreed to that. So
my point,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna tell you why. Think of The Wire. Who created The Wire? David, what's his name? The white dude, former police officer or whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, even with stuff like Breaking Bad, sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes, some of these white boys can do their thing. You know what I mean? They got, we're very imaginative too, but if certain formulas don't work, I mean, switch it up a little bit, I don't personally subscribe to the whole you gotta look like you to make a show about you. That's not my thing. I'm saying that is Courtney Kemp's thing, though, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Courtney Kemp, and she's not living up to that when it comes to this particular show. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. She trying to finally get like her roses and her Emmy nod. He's like, damn. He's like, what else can I take from Power? Oh, I mean, not Power, but from Wire. I was like, oh, okay. It was a white guy that directed The Wire. Like, okay, let's change it then,
I don't say. It's either way. I'm saying Power's a great universe. She's very fortunate. You know what I'm saying? She has achieved something that only few shows have. Law and Order, NCIS. That's gone on primary networks. Okay, that they got money and advertisement and shit. Like, it's on STARZ, but she runs STARZ. You know what I'm saying? So like, to a great extent. Like, so I'm like, take the win, Courtney Kemp.
Yeah, I was gonna say to your point. I mean, think of all the. I mean, yes, you got Law and Orders, but that's so small, like a small minority of network shows, right? Like you take like what's it, Chicago PD.
They got Chicago.
But then they got rid of it. It just wasn't getting ratings because you got to have like NBC ratings, or was it Fox or whatever channel it was on originally?
NBC.
Was it NBC? Yeah. So there's a lot of great shows that was on these like regular NBC, Fox show or whatever. Networks or whatever, but if you ain't making Law and Order type ratings or whatnot, we're pulling it. You know what I mean? Or it's like, if it's not like Grey's Anatomy, pulling it.
That show's still going.
Yeah,
that's a soap opera. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah, that was a spin. Didn't they do a spin?
Their kids need to be running that hospital at this point. Like, I thought so. Even that black woman's husband, he got his own spinoff. I was like, shit. Like, Shonda Rhimes making all the money. This your net. Anyway, we get off track. My point is, it wasn't racism, Courtney. It was channel selection.
Yeah.
Accept it. All right. Anything else, Stacey? All right, Kimberly.
If she would have pitched this to Fox, it would have been canceled. Power would have been canceled by season 2. So she picked STARZ, and they're sticking with her. So.
It's funny you should bring that up. So that's another problem I've had. I disagree because
really?
Empire went the distance. You know what got canceled? Rosewood, a show about
a really good show.
A show about a positive black man who did not go to jail from a family, and that shit got canceled in 2 seasons.
And he looked fantastic.
A good-looking man with an education, and they were
in a beautiful car, beautiful.
I mean, he did have a Latino one. He didn't have a black woman.
Doesn't matter. His mother was black, and she was in her blackness. She looked fantastic.
And her
sister was beautiful,
right?
And a lesbian.
With a white girl.
This was a progressive show.
It was, and nobody wanted to watch that shit. They wanted to watch fucking drug dealing music producers. What they wanted to watch. So I say Power as is would have lasted much longer on Fox, and would give Empire a run for its money. But Rosewood definitely got canceled. I don't think they would have picked up Lovecraft Country. They'd be like, we don't do racism like that. Sorry, you better take that shit to HBO.
That would have been too much.
Huh?
I say that would have been too much. That would have, only other than HBO, only like maybe FX would have probably picked it up.
Yeah, FX would have did that shit. Yeah. Or AMC AMC, you know what I'm saying? Because like they kind of set that, at least the white version standard with like Breaking Bad, like you know a story about a drug dealer and a father relatively trying to take care of his kids. Emmys every year. That man won so many. He got tired of winning. Have you ever got tired of winning? He was like, "Fuck it, I don't want these rewards anymore. Give it to somebody else."
And AMC was one of those channels like STARZ, a throwaway channel. Nobody cared about AMC.
Fuck about AMC.
They used to play black and white movies on a loop. They was the worst channel. And now they're winning all these awards for Breaking Bad.
And then Walking Dead came. They're like, "We just making money now."
Yeah, Walking Dead.
You got to come up. Shit, you got to come up.
That's a good point. I mean, to your point, I mean, STARZ. I mean, people who are getting STARZ now, a lot of them are getting it because of power. So I don't. I mean, like you said, take the win. I mean, take the win because I know when I love the show Black Flag. You know, the pirate show. You know, it was a long time that it has been on.
Black Sails.
Black Sails.
Like I said, Black Flag. Sorry, Black Sails. I'm thinking I'm mixing up the other pirate video game, Black Flag, that was similar to Black Sails. Sorry,
I thought you were talking about the bug spray.
No, but that's.
I really was. I was like, that's a show.
That's what they did with the show. They basically eliminated it by spraying it. But no, I mean, it was a great show. But I didn't know too many people that was like, hey, I'm gonna get it for Black Sails. You know, Spartacus, maybe. No, we weren't doing it for no boss, and I love boss. You know what I mean?
Love boss.
And I love boss, but power comes along, and then everyone keeps talking about the intro, and then everything else. Subscriptions are going up. You know what I mean? For that, just for that. So, like you said, okay, fine. I know it sucks. Yeah, maybe you will get your Emmy, you know, one of these years or whatever. But stop complaining. Like you talking about racist? Come on, bro. Like stop.
That's not this one. And you got people out, they committed to black shit. I mean, I look at STARZ sometimes, I'm like, is this BET Plus? Like, shit. I'm like, all this black shit. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Point is, thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for the actual episode. I know we went through a lot of things. Just comment, like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think of us, what you think of the channel. Did we misquote your comments? I did that a few times. My bad. I will correct myself in the next video. That's what I did. Yeah. Take care of yourselves and each other. And no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna let that one go. I was about to say it. I'm leaving it alone. I'm letting it go. Okay, goodbye.